former coach of the Super Eagles, Stephen Keshi, who died last month, will be buried next weekend in his village in Ila, Delta State. In this report, TVC News pays tribute to the football legend who brought joy to millions of Nigerians, Africans, and people everywhere.
This is where the football journey of the then little-known boy, Stephen Keshi, began. The 114-year-old St. Paul's Catholic Primary School, Apapa Road at Costain Roundabout, Ebute Metta in Lagos. St. Paul's also produced some other international players like Godwin Odiye, Paul Okoku, and Yisasho Folue. But each time Stephen Keshi is mentioned, the school that readily comes to mind is St. Finbar's College, Akoka. St. Finbar's also produced the captain of the first African team to lift a FIFA World Cup trophy, Nduka Ogbade of the 1985 World Under-16 Championship in China.
St. Finbar's has set a record which no school has equaled in Principal's Cup. At least St. Finbar's won it 10 times by 1984. Keshi was part of the team that won that cup in 1977 and got near it in 1978 before we were knocked out in the finals.
Keshi began his professional football career with Johnson White FC of Lagos before joining ACB FC, from where he moved to two-time champions of the West African Football Union WAFU, the defunct New Nigerian Bank FC of Benin. It was from here Keshi was invited to the national team when Adegboye Onigmide made him the captain of the Green Eagles.
After the failure in Libya, all the key players walked away from the team. So I had to start recruiting from several angles. And Keshi happened to have been one of the people I recruited. And looking at the qualities of all the players I had, he had good experience.
After 3 years in the service of the Eagles, the Nigeria Football Association (NFA) banned Keshi from football for failing to honor an invitation to camp in 1984.
We are going for a trial. We have saved money to get to London. Only for Stephen Keshi to call me, say, Peter, we go back to Nigeria. We forfeited the trial. By the time we get to Nigeria, I went to the camp, Stephen Keshi went to Benin to get his materials and come to camp. Before he get to camp, the time lapsed.
Unable to play in Nigeria, Keshi moved to Ivory Coast to join Stade d'Abidjan, and after a short spell, moved to the big league in Europe. This took him to Belgian giants Anderlecht, among other clubs. Keshi appeared to dominate national football space, at least on the field. From the moment of his recall till 1994, the story is often told of Keshi's pervasive and cult-like influence in the national team, that he was accused of leading a mafia in the team.
There was never a mafia group in that team. I think one of the most successful managers that have been in this country has been Westerhoff. And after Westerhoff, I think Keshi followed. You know, we all try to embrace or emulate Westerhoff's style of managing, and it was the first time I played under a lot of coaches. It was the first time introduced 5-man captainship.
As assistant coach to Shuaibu Amodu, qualified Nigeria for the 2002 FIFA World Cup in Japan and Korea, as well as helped the team to a third-place finish at the African Cup of Nations in Mali. But Keshi and the entire Super Eagles technical crew and the team were sacked and denied the opportunity to attend the World Cup, and their place taken by Adegboye Onigmide and a consortium of coaches. Keshi moved out of Nigeria to the small West African country, Togo. He qualified the little African country for her only FIFA World Cup to date. But again, he was denied the opportunity to lead the Sparrow Hawks to the tournament in Germany 2006 after a clash with Togo's most influential player, Emmanuel Sheyi Adebayo. From Lome, Keshi landed in Bamako with another Eagles, the national team of Mali. He qualified them for the 2010 Nations Cup in Angola.
Keshi was to return as the head coach of the Nigerian team to one small galvanized a new generation of footballers to the third Africa Cup title for a country that had waited 19 years for it.
Are the kings of the continent again?
On top of it, he qualified the Super Eagles for their 5th World Cup and led the team to the second round, an achievement reached before by 2 foreign coaches, Klemens Vesterhoff in 1994 and Bora Milutinovic in 1998. He became the first indigenous African coach to lead a team to win the African Cup of Nations as a player and coach, as well as lead his team to the second round of the World Cup while still continental champions. However, the Nigeria Football Federation (NFF), under the leadership of Amaju Pinnick, after a series of embarrassing face-offs, removed Keshi unceremoniously in 2015.
Keshi was a messiah. Pinnick was saying that, vice of NFF, all of them. Now, Green himself. These are people who ganged up, who make sure Keshi was sacked. It's a planned war for that guy. So I think they should not come out. They should bury their head in shame.
He was virtually sacked. He didn't deserve to go out on that note.
Later that year, the former Nigerian coach suffered a devastating blow when he lost his wife of 35 years, Stella, in December. 6 months after this unfortunate incident, Keshi died suddenly in Benin. As if that was not enough for this football-mad country, his friend and colleague, Amadou, also died 3 days later. His home state, Delta, has named this abandoned sports facility in Asaba after him. No matter how you look at him, Stephen Keshi left his footprints in the sand of time and wrote his name indelibly in the gold of Nigerian football. Solomon Ajizugu, TVC News.
You can watch a more comprehensive version of the special report on Stephen Keshi on TVC News Nigerian Sports Debate at 7:30 p.m. Nigerian time on Monday.